Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome to the 22nd episode of Explore the Beyond Scales of Destiny. Exciting times that we have this awesome art and bit of info on the characters. Thought you might appreciate that. And now you get to see my face. It's me. It's me, a Meglo. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited because I can hear rain outside, which means that it's raining. So that's exciting. And also exciting because we get to play D&D. Hell yeah. Such a face. I know, I apologize for the face. It's not for everyone, but alas, it's the face you get. So let's dive in. We'll transition into this. And there's a white screen. Great. There we go. Cool. There we go. Everything seems to be working. Amazing. Let's see. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I didn't tell anyone to prepare to do a recap, so I'm going to roll a d4. And Burius, you're 1, Yathina, you're 2, Josh, you're 3, and Robb, you're 4.
Number one. Oh.
Yeah, you are. So, Burius.
It's going to be really quick, I think.
I mean, hey. If quick isn't always bad.
No. So, 26 days ago, it's been a long time. I didn't know. Was it say 26 days ago? I think it said 26. 26, yeah. Okay, so I remember the previous stream before last, we ended and we were just like facing the center of a town. The hag had been brought forth via our unknown kind of means, but I think, or did we know? I think we knew that it was someone that Nell had been talking to. Had kind of like brought the hag into the main town. There were bodies everywhere. And yeah, we had to run and fight. So yeah, it's pretty much a long fight. And we had the hag spawned in like at first like a kind of like a big, what was it? Like a big cow kind of thing. So that's what I wrote down anyway.
Down a bull.
A bull sounds better than a big cow, actually. Yeah, a big bull. We had to fight that. We kill it. Then we're fighting the hag. We think we've kind of like killed her, and then the Tolgrammon comes in as well. We fight that. It's a big old fight. We managed to slay it in the end. What else? I didn't have many notes because it was mainly like a big fight. Tolgrammon dead. Oh, we went down one point. We thought we kind of like beat her, but then she came back. But we put her down again. Or Aqua got the finishing hit, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Not long after doing a tidal wave throughout the whole town, probably killing more innocent people and washing away some houses.
I don't know what you're on about.
But as far as anyone else knows, it could have been the hag. So that's what we're going to have to go with, I think. With a bit of a rest up after the battle. A few of us go down a few times and get back up. It was quite a close fight. But we helped the dead. We let people know that it was us who did it. And we, because the hag is now dead, the three of us who lost it have now got our humanity back. And we head back to the hotel to rest up, have a drink, talk to the elves, and just prepare for the next day when we're going to go and hopefully get a reward. Or, for the time attack killings for one, but for taking care of a hag that just randomly appeared inside the town, that's worth extra money as well, hopefully. I think that's about it, unless I missed out something. I didn't write a great deal down.
You did get possessed at one point. Or
I got
controlled.
possessed. Yes.
Yeah, you got charmed, didn't you?
Did get charmed.
Yeah.
Didn't you maybe protect rather than go on the offensive? So I worked out okay. I didn't have to swing at anyone.
Yeah, you were lucky that you didn't have to, potentially wipe out one of your teammates. But, you also didn't get to unleash the full thick Vic upon Myvanwy, so...
I think I got a little bit in. I think I got a few good hits in at one point.
You did.
And the ball.
You came around eventually and managed to
Mm.
get a few hits in, so that's good. Okay. We pick up the next day. Having had chance to tend to some of your wounds, deal with some of the aftermath. You've spoken to the constable of the city. You've spoken to a few other police, or emerald badges as they're called, given statements, made sure that your stories corroborate with everyone else's, and just generally rested up. And we find ourselves on the next day with the four of you waking up in the morning in your room, which you no longer have to pay for, weirdly, due to, apparently being heroes of the city. And yeah, the four of you awake in your room to a bright and sunny day.
Would you say you've been awake for a little while? So,
I mean, if you want to be, yeah.
So I need it takes 10 minutes to put this armor on, so.
True.
Yeah, get that in.
True.
Let's get that in quick.
Yeah, you be sorting yourselves out, getting ready, getting dressed, having just time to get yourselves awake, get the cobwebs out of your eyes and just getting settled. For Vic and Aqua, especially, the last few days have been quite difficult to sleep due to the humming and the tapping that's been constantly happening. And this is the first night you've slept well in a solid week or so.
Very relaxing.
Yes, all of you are very well rested at this point. So, what would you like to do?
Here's what's on our list of things to do. We still have a potential rogue vampire on the loose, don't we? And don't know if we have to claim any rewards or if that's already been done.
I think that's probably at the forefront of my mind. Before anyone forgets that we probably owed some money, let's go, I guess, the main keep, where our friend is, what was his name again?
What is his name again?
I can't read the notes, but maybe someone knows.
Not
I've found like my papers all around the place.
So much paper.
Gotta search through the archives.
We'll see the main person again in charge of this town, and we'll get
The king.
Is he king?
He's not the king.
Lord.
Lord.
Yes.
Our Lord.
I think he was a lord.
He is a lord, yes.
Very important person. Okay, we'll go see him. I know he's got other matters on his mind, obviously, but we'll get our money, we'll get our pay, and hopefully we can convince him for a little bit more. Aqua, you like talking. Maybe we can convince him for a bit more for taking care of a random hag that appeared out of nowhere.
Yes. Gold is always on my mind.
Now that we've shown our credentials.
Does anybody remember his name?
I'll find it. I just gave up looking.
Okay, so are you all going to the keep? Which is where, by the way, Pavlova still is.
Lord Throkar.
Thrukar, yeah.
Yes, I mean, are you guys ready to go to the keep? Or should we get breakfast first? We've got to start the day well, haven't we?
I suppose it's a good thing to start with, just in case we get drawn into
Busy
another.
day.
And considering the room is now free, surely we can have a free breakfast as well.
Well,
Here I go, eating again.
Excuse me. The indication you picked up last night is that room and board are currently going to be free.
Room and board. Oh.
Just because of, you know, your hero status that you have acquired.
It is free if we just walk out.
It's always free for Aqua.
Can you hear me?
Who?
Yes, we
What?
can.
You said that.
You can. Okay. Yes. A free meal. Yeah, let's not take advantage of them. No. Let's try.
There we
Not ask for anything too lavish.
No.
go. Okay. Let's put. Okay. So as you walk in,
They
Much
always
like-
pick the 4-person table. Those two every time.
yep, they've still got the 4-person table. They're still there. The elves are here. They are chowing down. They're enjoying a bit of luxury courtesy of being associated with you at the moment. So they're kind of benefiting from that at the moment. They're not going too wild, but they are making the most of, you know, not having to pay for their food. So you can see, whereas usually they have just simple meals and just a simple drink, they currently have quite a piled on plate. They've got scrambled eggs and toast, and they've got a big large pint of something. You're not sure what beverage wise, but you know, they're making the most of it.
See, this is how the rich stay rich. And just, they've got a lot of money, but when it's free, now that's the time we should indulge.
Yeah, exactly. Can't spend your own money. Imagine.
I never do.
No.
So, as you come out, the serving lady comes out and basically just says, "Oh, well, good morning. What can I get for you today?
Ooh,
What would you like? On the house."
I think I'll have a cooked breakfast of some description.
Interesting, interesting. I will see what I can do. And for the rest of you,
Yes. Similar. A full plate of sausages, eggs, bacon.
Thank you. Just some bread for me, please.
just bread.
I will have the same as my good friend Vic and Sköld here.
Very well. 3 breakfasts and bread.
Add some water, please, as well.
And water. Of course, I will be right back. Please don't go anywhere. And she sort of scurries off, and you see, like, she opens the kitchen door, and you just hear her shout, "Full breakfasts! Chop chop!" And, like, you just start hearing scurrying in the kitchen, and then this door slams behind her, and this wafting smell of food comes out after her, and it just all makes you all even a bit more hungry.
Why do I expect the boy to pop out any moment?
I mean,
Here's your stuff.
Go and see these ladies quickly.
okay.
I'm gonna take Vic's chair.
Nala's walking outside. If the door opens, yeah. She's sitting outside on the patio.
That's fine. There is a patio for you to sit at, and with it being such a nice autumn day, it's quite a nice idea. As you approach the ladies at the 4-seat table, Vic, they all look at you and smile and just say, "Good day. What can I do? Are you okay?"
Perfectly fine. And I do not mean to be rude in any way whatsoever. But I understand when there's like 2 of you and you take up the only table with 4 chairs. It's a bit disappointing that my party has to be spread over 2 different tables, if you know what I mean. It's just be better.
I'm sorry that us wanting to be comfortable and spread out when we have food is an inconvenience to you and your over large ego. Please feel free to, work on that in your own time.
What was your name again? Sorry.
Which one are you talking to?
The one I'm nearest.
The nearest. She takes a second and sort of like looks you up and down. My name is Freela.
Well, that was the one that was talking to me like that. Okay. Just checking. Oh, there are more outside actually. Yeah. That's fine.
May I have the pleasure of your name, since you seem to so rudely want to intervene in our affairs?
Rudely, I said no offence was meant.
Well,
obviously, if you took it, that's down to you, I guess. Just merely saying that sign of respect, But fine. I'm seeing. I get. They like filled up the whole table with like food or something. Is that why they've got so much? Or?
Yeah, they're fairly. Like the lady you're talking to is fairly is quite dark skinned. She's very muscly. She's wearing like these long flowing trousers that seem to be made out of very thin fabric. And same with like her top, but most of it leaves her stomach uncovered, and she is ripped. Like, this is the sort of person who has to eat all of the calories a day just to keep up her physique.
1,000 calories.
Kind of, yeah. She has the look of someone who basically just needs to eat the world just to keep going. And now that you're paying more attention to it and you've kind of given her a look, you kind of notice that the majority of the food on this table is separated to her side and the lady she sat with, who seems a bit more normal.
Okay.
Literally just has like a bowl of porridge and a plate of bacon next to her, and the rest is kind of segregated to her side of the table.
By the way, my name is Vic, and I'm part of the group who dealt with the Hum and Tap killings and killed that hag that was making herself busy in the centre of town yesterday.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
So you're the ones that drowned half the city, yes?
What makes you say that?
I turn over after hearing this. That was the hag!
Yes, of course. Well, plenty of people saw that fight, and well, let's just say the hag was facing the other way. And you didn't exactly shine yourself in the best light at some points in that fight, did you, Vic?
We dealt with the situation, I'm sure. You look capable, but I didn't see you anywhere. If we did such a bad job, then why are they considering us as heroes and like got free food and free bed for the night?
Well, that'll be because no one else really knew what was happening. The hag just appeared out of nowhere, and you just appeared straight after. It's almost like those two incidents are related.
You seem quite knowledgeable. Were you there hiding in the shadows or something behind a building or a cart, maybe?
No. I just know simple mathematics, and 1 + 1 = 2.
I don't think you're even there.
Maybe you'd like a lesson one day.
Maybe. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you, I will.
You stole my chair.
I don't know what. Someone just took it, Vic. I'm so sorry.
As you turn around, you notice that Sköld and Aqua are still inside, but Nell's outside, kind of semi-reclining on a chair in the sun, on a table that's more than big enough.
Usually the weather's not so good, is it? But maybe we could go outside today, maybe.
I won't go out there. There's weird water waves.
There are, and maybe Nell needs to have a bit of a solo time. I don't know. Does she feel guilty? Maybe. Who knows?
I'm just happy that's all dealt with. Crazy magic and whatnot. prefer much more grounded realities.
On to the next then.
Not long after you've had your little confrontation and settled back down in your chair, the serving lady comes out, and she's, instead of like carrying the plate, she has a trolley, and this trolley is loaded. There's a bowl, like a big sort of mixing bowl sized bowl full of sausages, and then an equally big bowl full of bacon, and then there's also sort of what would equate to essentially hash browns and onion rings, and just an assortment of cooked food that when in small portions together would look amazing. This looks overwhelming. There's enough for a small army, and she kind of comes and starts placing it on the two tables that the three of you are sat at, and looks out to Nell and says, will your friend be joining you, or is it for just the three of you?
She just wanted bread, didn't she? Could you just take her a loaf or something?
I can do that for you. The bread is still in the kitchen. I will be back. And after she's like served out all the plates, she returns and just comes out with like a loaf of bread on a plate, and with a knife, and there's a few sort of different jams and a butter and stuff, and she goes and just places it in front of Nell. Enjoy your bread.
Thank you.
And then she returns back into the kitchen, and she comes out with jugs. One jug full of like nice clean water, one that's a water that seems to have been flavoured with some kind of mint, and a few juices, and a kind of mead type thing that doesn't feel necessarily alcoholic. It seems kind of just like a soft mead, if that's even a thing. It is now. I made it up.
I liked mead.
Head down. Not even using cutlery, I think. A good sleep.
Just with your hands. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Okay. So yeah, chow down. Anything you'd like to do? You gonna just sit and eat?
Yeah.
I
Well,
would
I
like
am,
to fill my flask up, since it's been empty for a while, with the mint water.
Okay.
Just to have.
Okay. So you pour some water into your flask, and it's refreshing, and it gives you a nice kind of a nice clean feeling in your mouth as you drink it.
Anyone
Still
want to
not
go
as-
and... Go on, sorry.
No, I've just remembered I don't know anything about the Feywild. Ignore me.
Does anyone want to go and speak to Nell? See if she's okay.
Excuse me.
It's difficult to say. I think she probably had a bit of a hard time with everything recently, and probably just needs a bit of time to collect her thoughts.
Maybe it'd be best to talk to her when we're travelling and there's less people about.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I feel like my humanity has been restored and all, but I'm still not one for those kind of conversations, heart-to-heart kind of things. It's not really me.
Well, it's difficult. Everybody goes through troubled times.
Well,
While all of that is going on, Nell, if I understood it correctly, how it works, but Nell has this fancy armor that she can literally make to look like whatever she wants to, like what she's wearing. So while she's been sitting outside alone in the sun, she has made her armor to look like a sort of dark brownish dress that's just... It looks a little bit nicer than the clothes that she had been wearing so far. That's all I wanted to do. She's not wearing a dress.
I see. Okay, that's fine. You can do that. It'd be interesting to see what Nell actually looks like when she's wearing decent clothes,
Oof.
The whole time you're sat there, just chowing down, the elves are kind of glancing over at you to see if you're going to come over and speak to them, and they don't seem to want to bother you, but they're checking in on you every now and then.
Okay, I suppose once we're finished, we best see what they've got to talk about. Probably
Okay.
some hints or clues as to where we need to go next.
Maybe.
I
Who
hope.
knows? Maybe.
Nah, unless they've got gold, I'm not interested.
Oh, they've got gold, don't worry.
You can head over there after we finish for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So after you've finished and you've eaten all your food and you've satiated your hunger and thirsts, you head over to the elves, and they greet you with a nod and what looks like a smile, but you can't tell because they're still wearing their head wraps, so you can only see their eyes, but their eyes are indicating that they're smiling. And they greet you with a good morning. How are you feeling?
Better. It's been a very busy past couple of weeks, and so finally having some closure is nice.
Yes. It's been a strange few days and few months for us, especially. But I'm glad that it's behind you and behind us, and that we can move on now, hopefully. Dealing with the hag it's very cathartic.
Well, it's good to know that it's a done thing. There's no paranoia anymore. No.
There's no tapping anymore.
That's good to hear. We were wondering whether you were still suffering from that, but Vic especially looks much more well rested.
A very good sleep I did.
I'm glad. We're sorry we couldn't have been more help, but getting involved in fights like that is not for us to... It's not within our remit. We can offer outside help, but getting involved directly with things like that is troubling.
Well, I'm not sure if we told you, but there's something else that may be happening in town. I think we spoke about it actually.
With the vampires.
Yes, we did speak, yes.
Indeed. That is also concerning. We knew that there was activity like that happening, but it seems that one of them's gone rogue, or the whole organization has gone rogue, or something, and yes.
Well, it appears that it's only one at the moment, though we're not 100% trusting the organization itself yet. We'll have to look deeper into it to see what's going on. It all seems a bit... Well, everything seems a bit peculiar recently. I can say it looks relatively normal compared to what we've done recently.
Well, normal, but equally, if not more, concerning the strength in numbers that they possess could cause a lot of problems for all of us.
So you're saying we should stock up on wood and garlic?
Why?
Legends say the vampires hate that stuff.
Oh,
Whether
yes,
it's true or not, we do not know, but...
They hate wood. Can't make anything out of wood. Everything has to be made out of metal.
Trust me, that's not everything you hear is true. but there's certainly things we can prepare. Silvered weapons are a good start. Also, strength in numbers. If you are alone, you're more vulnerable. They are sneaky. And it's not difficult to end up like poor Eleanor. One wrong move and you fall into their snare and you are trapped. If you are together, you're more likely to be able to fight them off. But that applies in a lot of situations, so I'm sure you already know this.
Yes, I think it's going to be a bit of a different... Well, there's similarities to the Hag in the fact that there's going to be some manipulation involved, most likely, but...
Almost certainly.
I think the numbers, you're right, will be the biggest difference.
They possess great strength. And they will overwhelm very quickly if they get the chance.
So it's best if we
there are no ifs
try and
and buts.
isolate them. If there is a known culprit, then we need to make sure that they're not.
I believe.
Or, devil advocates here, we can join them. Be pretty cool as a pirate vampire.
No, I think I've lost my morality once. I do not want to lose my humanity this time.
Believe me, there isn't much worse than that fate. I don't wish that upon anybody. If it does happen, then I pray that your suffering ends quickly. If you are going to go after them, divide and conquer. We don't have much more to offer in this situation. Things like this don't really exist where we're from. We have creatures that are equally bad, but different. And we can't help with that, unfortunately.
That's okay. Well, we've got money to get, more information to gather.
Indeed.
I'm going to uncouthly just shout Nell.
Okay.
That goes loud enough to go for the door.
You're shouting for me?
Yep.
Okay, you hear in your head, what do you want?
Go in.
Fine. And before all of that has happened and the whole discussion that they had with elves that I don't know about, Nell had toasted a piece of her bread with her own fire and just ate it with some butter. And then she comes back inside with a piece of bread in her mouth, now wearing a dress. I can't move myself. All right, where are we going? And she is deliberately not looking at the elves.
To the Lord, I believe.
Okay.
Were you always wearing a dress?
Nope.
Okay.
Very matter of fact.
Well, thank you for the information. We'll sure we'll talk again in the future.
Yes, we will.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Right.
I'll follow when I can move myself.
That's fine. I will activate the scene and then I'll be right back quickly.
Ditto on that one. I gotta check see if the cat's in.
Wonder how much money we're going to get.
A decent amount.
Gotta be. I mean, the Hull and Tap killings have been going for quite a long time.
Yes, what did it get up to in the end? Like 20,000?
20,000. I mean, that'd be 5,000 for this armor that I. Although I paid 500, so 4,500 I owe.
I need to bring up. Did any of us actually take a bounty leaflet?
Well, I think at one point we looked at it. I don't know if it had a price. I think it might have done, but then we also
Where are you guys? Oh, there.
we went away into the Fey realm again, which was like months more since we had even a rough price. I think. I mean, 10,000 could be respectable. It's a big town, and we've saved potentially a lot of lives. Just, I don't know if they're
We'll
going
say
to...
it was 12, but we'll let off 2,000 for the property damage.
Yeah, maybe we don't mention that too much, because I mean that could have killed people as well.
No, it didn't have to be our property damage.
I am back.
It was your property damage.
Who's damaging property?
No one.
I see. Okay. Cool. Good job. Okay. So, collectively, is Robb back, by the way? Sorry.
No, I don't think it's arrived.
Okay. It's currently thundering outside, and the dog was like, "Yeah, I want to go outside," and was pestering me. So I took him to the back door. He stood, looked outside, and said, "Nah." Just turned around, and came back inside. So
Yeah, we got more lore on the dog.
yeah, you did. You did. Congrats. Right.
Just discussing if we ever had a price. I don't know if we discussed this before, but the price would have changed anyway.
Did, but I can't remember what group chat we put in.
A price for the
bounties, all of them.
Yeah, it was like a message we got.
Yeah,
But then that was ages ago, and the price would have gone up a lot by now, obviously, because months,
No, they've been discounted. Economy has crashed.
It was 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold originally. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
A bit more than that.
Well, that's what you think.
I may have estimated a bit higher then.
Maybe it isn't. It should be in. It's been months. We're in the Fey realm. They must have put it up several times. Yeah, hopefully.
Just because you left for the Fey realm doesn't mean that suddenly everything's more expensive, you know?
All the time passed, no one did the bounty.
Yeah, inflation happens.
Price up to entice some better quality people.
Sure. Anyway, Robb's back, isn't he?
Yes.
I
I've
hope.
got a phone call, but carry on.
Okay. So the four of you head off out of the tavern and back around to the keep. A familiar journey now for the four of you that you've made a few times. And you notice that the general atmosphere around the city is one of just relaxation. Everyone seems a bit more chilled out. There's more conversation between people. You actually see a few people smiling, which you've not really done since you arrived. Everyone seemed a bit kind of nervous, determined to get to their destination, and not really acknowledging anyone along the way. But now everyone's settled back into a normal routine, and just generally happier. And as you approach the keep, there's just a happy atmosphere in the city again that is almost definitely caused by you guys defeating Myvanwy. And as you approach, the door is shut, as you have come to expect.
I'd like to think that as we're walking through town to the keep, I was just smiling, waving at people, saying you're welcome. Even if they don't know who we are.
Oh, Aqua was also doing that, definitely.
What has happened to you guys?
Okay.
We gained our humanity back.
A few people recognize you and do kind of, nod their head at you, and a few do bow, and they just seem thankful to you for what you achieved.
Okay.
Um,
Bit of recognition, I like it.
bit of recognition. Somewhat unfortunately, no money is offered, but give it time.
Oh, we don't want. What they're going to give us? Didn't Aqua try to put a hat out and basically try to get some tips last?
I took as much silver as I could before I started giving it back.
Yeah, it's like the Hot Fuzz meme, isn't it? There's £20 and there's your change. So yeah, that's the journey. But you do get recognised by quite a few people as the heroes that have saved the city, basically.
Oh. Maybe we can get a house here one day. Everyone will always know us. We can get a good discount, I'm sure.
Remember, not near the park. The ones around it seem to get destroyed a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of them are suddenly. Although, having said that, a lot of them are suddenly underwater and probably a lot less valuable. Easy money.
Yeah, some are a bit higher up, so that can't get flooded.
Avoid the flood areas.
Yeah. Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. As you knock, there's a pause. And then the door swings open and Lucretia is stood behind the door. And she kind of takes a second, looks at you, and then once she registers who you are, she smiles and just welcomes you in. Ah, you're here. You lived. I'd heard stories, and I was a bit worried that you were all injured or worse. But you know how stories can be. Good to see you. Please do come in.
Yes. It wasn't an easy fight, as you can understand.
Oh no, of course. From what we've heard from onlookers, it was quite gnarly.
Yeah, but
That old lady definitely put up a fight.
I'm sure. And as you get to the main hall door, she opens it, walks in, and announces, "My lord, the group are back.
Oh yeah.
We have Vic, and we have Aqua, Nell, and Sköld. They're back." And you can see at the other end of the throne, the Great Hall, essentially. There's the stout-looking dwarf, Tholdor. Is it Tholdor? Thrukar.
Thrukar, I think.
Tholdor's a different thing. Thrukar just kind of sat nonchalantly, looking very smug and pleased. Well. It's good to see you. Glad to see you survived.
Not only survived, but thrived.
Thrived, indeed. Indeed. We were...
Yeah.
There was a moment of worry. But it's good to see you. I'm glad that you made it out in one piece.
Yeah. We had to do it, pretty much by ourselves. I was quite surprised that we didn't see many guards in the area. I mean, I guess they may have been helping the injured.
Well, from the stories we've heard, that it all happened so quickly. The hag arrived and was causing chaos, and then minutes later, not even minutes, a minute or so later, you guys, the four of you arrived, and then less than another minute later, it was over, and she was dead.
Yeah.
By which point the guards arrived, and there were bodies and water damage. So much water damage.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with it is, I think we were getting too close to the actual truth, and then the hag might have arrived to try to stop us finding the truth. I'm not sure exactly.
In person, I think that was probably it.
Yeah. We
Mm.
almost solved the hum and tap, but it seems she was the cause anyway, so...
Mm. Yes, she was spawning. She had the Tolgrammon friend of hers who was doing the killings on her behest. We killed them both during the fight, so
Yes, I
Yeah.
have seen the bodies. Both creatures are not pretty
no.
whatsoever. I do appreciate you dealing with the issue so swiftly. We didn't really know what else to do.
You're more than welcome. I'm gonna nudge Aqua because I know he's got the silver tongue compared to Vic.
Well, yes, we've been after her for ages, and finally she just showed up. It was great. It does come to the option, though, that we should be rewarded for dealing with the problem so quickly.
Quickly. I mean, this has been happening for months.
And it will never happen ever again.
Like, we've only been in town a few days, haven't we? Like,
Yes.
so
Indeed.
quickly in respect to us being here and solving it.
Well, yes. From what you told me previously, you've been on this case for a long time, and it took you a while to get here, but once you did arrive, you dealt with it swiftly, so yes. I think the agreed posted bounty was 1,000 gold for dealing with the murders, so that's what we shall arrange for you.
That was for the hum and tap killer, which we killed many times. We probably want to discuss a new price for the hag.
Well, I'm not sure about the claim for many times. I mean, it was still killing up until 2 days ago, so...
And it was following us for the next 2 days. Not hurting anyone else, but just us. Or trying to, at least.
And for which, dealing with the problem, you will gain your 1,000 gold. It's more than enough, and more than fair.
How about 1,000 each?
You
Some would
see,
call it.
you see a kind of look of confused shock on his face. He doesn't seem particularly keen. Roll persuasion for me.
Without really there being a prompt, and while they're having that discussion, Nell is just turning around from the door where she's standing at. How is Pavlova doing?
Kind of taken aback from the sudden change in conversation. She is well. She is up in her guest quarters right now.
Has anything changed since the hag died?
I haven't seen her for a few days. For a few hours. Since yesterday, at least. I don't know.
Okay.
With a 12, he kind of looks back to you, Aqua, and says, 1,000 each is a lot of gold for dealing with what is essentially just a murder. That I don't think that's doable, no. No, definitely not. I could maybe stretch to 1,500 in total.
I'll take it.
I love the pause where it was just like, could I get more? Could I get more? Nah, I'll take it. Okay.
I mean, we will take it.
can't
Yes.
believe this was only this was months ago that this was 1,000 for the bounty. You didn't raise it once.
We're not made of money. This is
Big town.
a big city, yes, but we can't just go offering our entire fortune for dealing with a murderer. However
A murder that
dangerous.
killed hundreds.
It wasn't hundreds in the end. If it was, we would have certainly.
I mean, don't encourage people to wait until you raise it, because I mean, if we knew we got more money, I mean, obviously we're good people, but some people might wait longer for more killings to secure more money. You know.
Well, exactly.
people are
That's
weird.
why we don't raise the price or the bounty. We set it up. We set a target, and that's what we give.
Ruka hears in his head. What about for information about how your daughter died?
I know how my daughter died, and I'd rather not talk about it.
I don't think you do.
He doesn't respond.
Mhm.
He kind of beckons over to Nosfort, who comes over, and he whispers in his ear. And Nosfort nods and hurries away out of the room. And while he's gone, Thruka looks at the four of you appraisingly. You have done the city a great service by dealing with the murders and this hag that appeared alongside them. But you are very bold in demanding more. And if you're only doing it for the gold and not for the satisfaction of helping, then maybe you should reevaluate some things.
I mean, it's always going to be both with us. I think. I mean, we're not from here. Obviously, we want to help out where we can, but expecting people to do things for less than what they possibly should be, you know. But I digress. We agree to your reward, of course.
Good. We will arrange your payment, and then you are free to go wherever you wish. I'm sure there are plenty of commoners who will offer you benefits befitting your achievements.
Would you deliver the reward to the hotel, or are we taking it?
Nosfort is on his way. He
Okay.
will return. He just needs to go and collect it.
Go to the ATM.
And it's not long before you hear footsteps returning back along the corridor, with a slight clinking accompanying it. And Nosfort comes back around the corner, back through the corridor, and through the door, and he's holding like a big bag of what you can only assume is gold, and he lays it out on the table and empties it out, and you can see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gold coins just splay out. Here is your payment. Would you like to count it, or do you believe me?
Can I just judge if I think that is the right amount?
Make a quick perception check. looks reasonable. It
I
could,
think we're fine.
yeah, it definitely looks enough to be about 1,500 gold.
Okay, yeah, because we had a nice chunk of money in us recently, so I know what it looked like, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't need to count it. We'll take you at your word.
Good. And he kind of starts scooping it back into the sack and hands it to Sköld.
Thank you.
Don't spend it all at once. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think so. No, I don't think so.
Would like to see Pavlova.
I can fetch her if you wish. I believe she is upstairs in her quarters.
Be nice to see how she's doing.
Very well. And he goes and steps outside again. And he's gone for a bit longer this time. But eventually, about 10 minutes pass where everyone kind of just sits in slightly awkward silence.
Can we just divide the money in that time?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, if you want.
I mean, 1,500 between 4 is a bit of an awkward one, but
375.
Yeah, I was about to say.
okay, not too bad.
That tells you, Rob.
I was really working out
Yeah,
beforehand.
same.
About 10 minutes pass as you're sorting the money between you, and eventually Nosfort returns and Pavlova's following him. She's looking very well rested and far less shell-shocked. There's still bandage where she was stabbed, but other than that, she's looking back to normal. As you can see, she is doing a lot better. And Pavlova kind of pushes him out the way. You stupid! I do not need you to talk for me. Leave. Go. Stupid bald. Stupid bald. And Nosfort kind of and steps away back into the corner near the fire. And Pavlova comes forwards. My friends, it is good to see you again.
Good to see that you're back to your usual self.
Yes, I am better. I sleep. I wake up today and better.
Nell smiles ever so slightly and just gives Pavlova a short nod. Good.
Yes, I know that is what I just said.
He is back to normal. We did it, guys.
I am upset that you got me stabbed, though. You.
Next time we'll leave you.
Next time I not go, I stay.
Well,
This place very big and very comfortable. Big bed.
Oh, there you go. At least you got to live a lifestyle of a royal.
Yes. And for you, little bigger bed would be very funny.
Is there anything else that we can do for you?
No. I would appreciate you stay away. You bad. You get me stabbed.
We get that a lot. I mean,
what do
fair
you plan
enough.
to do going forward?
I do not know. I may be family dead. No money. I may be
I'm
get
sure
job.
these guys could possibly use another bodyguard, perhaps.
Maybe. But I have big wage. And she kind of gestures to she kind of gestures to Thrukar as like big wage, biggest, much more than these, biggest wage, best paid. And Thrukar kind of just
Good.
like and shakes his head. If I am bodyguard, I am big pay. But maybe.
Well, as long as you're good for the future, then we have no problems.
Well, I think the four of you have big problems. But
Well, there are problems.
me, I'm fine. Pavlova, fine.
Sounds great. Vic's going to be annoyed with her, so he's just going to wander by the door and wait.
Yes.
Right.
But
Well, on to our next adventure, I suppose. We got things to investigate, as always. I'm sure we'll talk again, but thank you for your services. The weapons and armor definitely helped.
Pavlova kind of nods and is just like, I hope that you don't die.
Same here.
Yes. And then Thrukar not kind of butts in and is like, well, if that's all, feel free to head off to wherever you need to go. I'm sure you've got much to do. Wouldn't want to keep you.
We'll be around for a bit longer, but yeah. Many things to do.
If you ever have a problem and you need a group to take care of it that others just can't seem to, we're always here. For a price, of course.
Yeah, let's go.
Aqua turns around and starts walking out.
Okay.
Something strange.
He kind of before you turn and leave, he nods and grunts and like waves you away, just like be gone. But so everyone kind of Nosfort and Lucretia do give you a sort of smile and a nod as you leave. They do at least appreciate what you've done. And Pavlova is kind of trying to give you a stern look, but also is failing because she's kind of in a weird spot of trying to be upset with you, but also appreciating that you didn't get her killed.
Nearly got killed.
Nearly got her killed, but not quite.
As everyone leaves, Nell sort of lingers by the door after everyone left already and just turns around to Thrukar again. And in his head, he hears, "What do you know about the Undying Shroud?"
They are a guild in the city. Rather unspectacular, aside from, the obvious. Why?
What obvious?
It's kind of in the name.
Okay.
Would you like me to spell it out for you?
Well, still in his head, he hears, "Well, I guess you do know about your daughter then."
Make me a just okay. I know this probably isn't how you intended it, but make an intimidation check.
Nice.
As you say that in his head and you walk out the door, from either side of you, 2 guards appear and grapple you and try and pull you back into the room. As the others have walked out, and basically you are now stuck. So I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, I'm not struggling. Okay,
so you get dragged back into the hall. all alone. The others are now outside. They basically, as the three of you walk outside, the door slams shut, and Nell, who's lagging behind, you just see two guards sort of grab hold of her and pull her away as the door slams.
What has Nell done this time?
Nell,
We need to get her out. She's just only going to make it worse for herself.
Wow. Do we? Yeah, probably.
by the time you get in, Pavlova's gone, and Thrukar literally comes down into your face and says, "You have no right to talk about my daughter. You know nothing. And I would appreciate you not spreading trouble."
Not trying to spread trouble. And she says this out loud. I was trying to figure out whether you knew and to help. You know, then there's nothing else we need to do. That's a lie. She still says that. There is someone who's killing people unprovoked. That needs to be dealt with. I have no bother with your daughter. I just wanted to make sure you know.
Well, maybe you should learn how to speak to people without insinuating bad things. And the guards now drag you away, and you have a hood pulled over your head, and you are now unsure of where you are.
Oh, okay.
Is the door locked behind us or just closed?
The door is locked.
Okay. I'll knock.
Okay. As you knock, there's no response.
Well, we tried.
Well, I guess that's Nell's death. Rip Nell.
So she's in there. They've locked the door. So she's either annoyed them or we've annoyed them and they're rewarding her, or.
Well,
No, she's still upset about all the death. She's probably said something unjust and got herself.
To the person in charge of the city with loads of armed guards.
Yeah, we either gonna have to do a break-in or
We can't break
maybe.
in. I mean, how are we going to break in? There'll be hundreds
Let me have a
of guards.
look. I have no potion of. I used that in the fight. Yeah, well, I'm not sneaking in.
They're not going to kill her.
no.
How far away am I? Well, no, I wouldn't know that. I am going to try to send a message to Aqua. And if it works, I don't know how far away I am from him.
Stop it.
If it works, he hears in his head, "Well, that didn't go as planned. They have taken me captive."
Okay, do you know where you're being held?
Oh,
Well, I relay back to the group that she has indeed been captured and is in need of our aid.
Well,
We can't break her out. It's a big city.
yep.
There's stuff we need to do here still. We can't just
Well,
they won't kill her.
someone needs to reason with the king. The Lord, I mean.
Yes.
He keeps getting promoted.
His
in his
title
head.
changes depending on everyone's mood.
Someone
In
should
his-
reason with the janitor.
In his head, Aqua hears essentially a short recap of what just happened. That I confronted the Lord about his daughter. I asked him about the undying shroud. I unintentionally threatened him. That was literally not my intention. And then they just captured me.
I will relay that to the group and go, yeah, she basically just pissed him off. She probably won't survive if we leave her any longer.
She'll survive. He's not going to go and kill people. But we weren't supposed to say anything about her, the daughter, though.
Yes,
She
I was
didn't want us
being
to.
potentially vague about it.
Yeah, the daughter,
No.
the daughter said.
I weren't going to bring it up in front of him.
No. I'm gonna knock again, louder.
Okay. This time when you knock, you hear something, the click of the lock, and the door swings open. And Lucretia is stood on the other side of the door. Oh, you're back already.
Yes,
Yeah.
we seem to have forgotten Nell. We kind of left her behind again. Any chance you can grab her for us?
I'm afraid that's not going to be possible.
What
Why?
has
She was here just a second ago.
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
It's not for me to say.
Is there any way we can go and fetch her?
No.
Can we speak to the Lord?
It's probably not a good idea right now. She
What do you advise then? We'd like her back, obviously.
she overstepped some boundaries from what I hear.
That does sound like now, but she is whole new to this adventure thing.
Doesn't really think it through so much all the time. I mean, what's happening? Is she going to be held for a little while, or?
Honestly, depends whether my lord calms down. He might, or he might not.
Any chance you could find out and we'll wait here?
I can try. Please hold. And she locks the door, but she closes the door and locks it behind you again. And there's a long pause, and
stand in this doorway, in the doorway, so no one can lock us in, just in case.
Aqua, make a perception check for me.
Perception, you said?
Perception.
Okay.
You're fairly confident that you can hear raised voices, probably shouting, from the other side of the door, but they're very faint. You can't make out what's being said. But you can definitely hear some raised voices. And this goes on for a few minutes. And eventually, Lucretia returns. I don't think this is the time to really press the issue. She definitely has set him off.
So what? Should we go away and?
Yes, we shall
Come back.
let the Lord calm down and then return at a later date to collect her now.
Well, let me put it this way. If she hasn't returned to you by nightfall, then you might need to find a new fourth member of your group.
Right. What's the Lord's favourite thing, that food-wise or
Well,
treat-wise?
his favorite thing until a few days ago was his daughter.
Well, yeah,
She was his pride.
Yeah.
Food-wise, he's not really one for sweets, but he does like a good meat platter and appreciates a good steak. I don't think
if we sent a good entertainer with a good decent sized meat platter as for like an evening treat, maybe or lunchtime treat, shall we say?
it's worth a try. It is worth a try. I really can't say though. It's difficult to judge when he's like this. I'm sorry. She
Thank you for trying. Oh, goodbye.
closes the door and you hear the click of the lock again.
I
This is a
look
bit
at
of a
the-
situation I didn't want to be in.
Yeah, I look at
Yes.
Sköld and Vic and go, I have got an idea. It's risky.
Let's talk about outside.
Just step outside a bit.
Alright.
Just outside of earshot.
You guys are correct. I heard them arguing. They probably could hear us.
Just be like right outside the door. You know what? I think we should break in.
You know what? This place looks vulnerable. Let's definitely break in. What
Yeah.
could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
Right.
What's your big plan then?
So, I have a potion that's, if it does its intended effect, it's meant to turn the drinker into a pool of water for up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we put you in his drink, and then you turn into a human and explode him from the inside out.
Jesus.
I was more thinking one of us could use it to sneak under the doors and find now. And
Well,
then...
no, hold on. You're going to turn into a puddle of water, but I mean, you're not a sentient puddle of water. You're just going to be there. Get mopped up or something.
No, yeah, we can move. We have our knowledge. You just can't use any weapons, spells. You can't even talk, actually. You just
So
able
you've
to
become
move.
a sentient puddle of water.
In sense. That's what it says on the bottle.
That's one hell of a description.
Yeah, this guy labels them really well.
Well, if you think that will work, just at least try and find now. But even if we do find her, then how are you going to get her out?
Yeah, how are you going to tell her that the water is you?
Well, after 10 minutes, you return to your normal form.
Yeah, but then there'll be guards there, and you're breaking and entering, and then we'll have two people in a dungeon potentially.
I didn't say this was a good plan. I said it was a plan.
Wait,
Okay.
maybe I don't need to do anything. I mean, if Nell's friend thing can conjure up the hag out of nowhere, maybe they can get her out of this. Although it's still like we don't want to be in trouble
Right.
here. We'll rely on them, yeah, for one. But we don't. I mean, we got a good shop here. We got people that like us. We don't want to be like, enemies of the state, shall we say?
Okay.
Might be worth it.
I am going to leave you three here and drag Yathina into another room, and you can discuss your plan while Yathina and I have a conversation.
Oh no.
Okay.
The torturer, that is. We're going to
Guess
have
we're
a
not
talk.
Okay. Now, you're not sure how long you've been left in here. It's been a while, definitely. But you eventually have your hood ripped off, and Thrukar stood in front of you. And
Am I sitting or am I
you are
like on the
chained.
chair on the floor?
You are
somewhere?
chained onto a chair in a very small room that looks almost like a dungeon. The chains are wrapped around your wrist and your ankles and seem to be attached to the wall behind you. And they are also chaining you down into the chair. It's a very simple wooden chair, but it's, pretty hardcore. Like that, you have very little movement. The only light in this room seems to be coming from Thrukar himself. He seems to be radiating light somehow. And he pulls off the hood. Now, girl, I will not have you slandering my daughter, talking about my daughter in a negative light, implying anything about my daughter. You need to learn your place. You may have just defeated whatever was happening and allegedly defeated a hag, but that doesn't give you the right to slander the name of my family. And for that, you will face punishment.
In what way have I slandered your daughter's name? What is the insinuation you took from whatever I said?
You talking about my daughter in the Undying Shroud or anything related to them puts my family in a difficult position. I don't care what you think you know. I don't care what you may actually know. My daughter is dead. And I hope she rests well.
If that is the story you're going with, then
I don't
fair
want to
enough.
hear what you have to say when you are making things up. If you are just lying, if that's all you are able to capable of managing, then I don't want to hear it. My daughter was murdered, and I will find the culprit, and I will deal with them forthwith. I don't need you spreading slanderous lies.
I'm not spreading anything. The only person I have talked to is you.
And yet you seem to know, or you seem to think you know so much more, which would mean that you've probably spoken to other people.
Among them, your daughter.
Impossible. She is dead.
If you believe so, then that's your
I
prerogative.
don't need to believe so. I have seen it.
What happened to her body?
We have buried her in the family crypt.
And have you recently checked on the grave?
I visit every day.
Okay.
As any parent would.
I
doubt you know what that's like.
Say that again, sorry.
I doubt you know what that's like.
I am not a parent.
No. I wouldn't think you are.
I'm happy to face your punishments if you think that is appropriate, but I also know what I've seen and who I have talked to, and I thought it was your right to know what has happened. I know who has killed her, turned her, if that information is any value to you, but I am not going to sit here and lie to you just because it makes you feel better.
Everything you say are lies. You seem to have this confident air about you that just radiates deceit. And I am not interested in hearing it.
And yet you're talking to me.
I am telling you not to spread whatever it is you think you know. If you bring disrepute upon my house, you will face my wrath, and you will not survive it.
Again, that's your prerogative.
He puts the bag over your head, and there's a moment of silence, and suddenly you feel the shackles on your wrists and ankles just start crackling. And you take 10 points of lightning damage as just from your wrists and ankles just like crackling lightning and thunder just burn through your arms and legs, and your body convulses as you're just essentially electrocuted.
Okay.
I will return and see if your story has changed. If not, you will not be permitted to leave.
She doesn't reply.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay, the rest of you. As you've been planned anything? Got any ideas? What have you been up to?
Two potential, but one. I think we're going to go to the local, I guess, butchers, yeah, or whatever, and trying to get ourselves like a few like full hogs, or yeah, so just over the top buffet kind of thing.
Yeah, platter of meats.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Now he's a dwarf.
He do be
Now,
a dwarf.
not being funny, Sköld, but he didn't seem like he was down for a laugh. So I was thinking about an entertainer as well to make him. But I don't think that's the right
No.
call. What would you suggest?
Something useful.
Beer.
Well, there's always useful.
If only we had fire whiskey on us.
Either that or yes, good food and good drink. The two things we appreciate most.
I'm sure the hotel will give us expensive drinks for cheap.
Someone else is calling me now.
Well, let's just go to the butcher's, get whatever we can, food, drink, from a few different shops wherever we need to go to, and then we'll just see if we can get it sent up. We obviously won't be allowed back in ourselves, but we can send people, I guess.
I mean, we could just knock on the door and give it to Lucin.
I guess. So we might have to have a few people help us carry it if it's a significant buffet.
Yes.
The only other thing we kind of thought we might do is maybe go and try to find his daughter and tell her what's happening and see if we can convince her to come and like tell him to sort himself out. But she might not even want to, and I don't know if it's even.
That's plan B.
Yeah, Priscilla. No. Yes. No.
Priscilla was the lady that you met who introduced you to
Eleanor, yeah. Cool. So yeah, I suppose we're going to a butcher's, the closest tavern, trying to get all the stuff we can.
Okay. Okie dokie. So you you all head off. Are you going all going together, or are you going to split up and cover more ground in less time?
I guess so. We need to get this done ideally fast. One of us could go for alcohol. One of us could go for food. One of us could go for. Two of us go for food because there'll be a lot more food.
I'll see if I can convince people actually to help us carry it.
Okay. So Sköld, alcohol, tavern. We'll go get food and hopefully we can get some help as well.
Okay, sounds like a plan. So who's going for alcohol? So Sköld.
I will be, yes.
Okay, so Sköld, what's the plan? Are you going to go to different taverns and sort of buy supplies from them, or are you going to try and find a wholesaler you can buy a barrel or something from?
I think a wholesaler would be best.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
Investigation check. There.
Okay. There's a long time of you just sort of finding different factories and places that you would think sell sort of bulk booze, but eventually, after about 2.5 hours of sort of wandering down side streets and alleys looking for a place you might acquire some good quality beer, eventually you kind of have to resign yourself to maybe just buying out a tavern or going to a few taverns and buying some bulk from there.
Okay, that's what we'll do then. I'll go to the best looking tavern. Yeah, I don't want to just go to any old place. And yeah, see if I can get something from there.
Okay. Being one of the group who saved the city from obvious, definite destruction, it's not difficult for you to negotiate a good deal. They do still expect payment because you're taking so much in one go.
Okay.
But for 10 gold, you can get a couple of barrels.
That sounds good to me. I was expecting to pay a lot more.
Well, normally it would be a lot more, but you do get a hefty discount.
Sounds good. All right, I'll a couple of barrels it is. How I'm going to transport them? That's the next problem.
Yes.
I wonder if anybody will be able to help me.
Yes.
Can I ask around for some volunteers? Pay them 1 gold each.
Okay, one gold each. Bloody hell.
Yeah, wow.
You get about 15 people jump at the opportunity. And
Too many, I only need 2 people.
They all start fighting each other to carry the barrels for you, and you start a mini brawl. Just like basically, it's like a cascade of it's a cascade of dominoes. You ask a couple of people, hey, I'll pay you a gold to carry this for me, and someone else overhears it. It's like, a gold to carry a barrel? Hell yeah! And literally, like a small group of people that are around you as you ask just jump at the opportunity, and they all start grabbing at the barrel to try and carry it for you. And then this pushing, shoving. It's like, no, I need the money more than you. I need more money more than you, and yeah, it gets a bit out of control.
I'll put down my hammer and just kind of like make a sound and just say enough. We'll get everybody amongst you will have 2 gold. Okay, so we'll split it. I know it ain't as much, but if you need the gold so much, we can come to terms.
Okay. Everyone settles down a bit, and they kind of expectantly look at you, waiting for the money before they'll believe you.
I'll split it out amongst them all, and then say, I still need 2 people to carry this barrel, or these barrels.
Okay. You kind of get the impression that you're going to have to specifically choose 2 people, otherwise they're never going to let you.
Alright, I'll just pick 2 at random. That look like they can carry a barrel.
You get a fairly hefty looking human who picks it up with ease, and then there's also a gnome that, while is barely tall and is basically shorter than the barrel, still manages to pick it up quite handily, and is a little unsteady on his feet, but manages to get the barrel back for you quite eventually.
Okay, well, I say thank you to them once they've done their duty, and just think, why is everything I do turn into a situation?
You think that? What about me?
Vic
I like how the echoing is quite characteristic. It's like a slight echo.
I know, right? Vic and Aqua, where are you going for your fancy foods?
I guess we could just go back to the hotel, can't we? Or should we go to a butcher's, do you think?
She did have a trolley when she brought us out our breakfast.
And
That'd
the
be
butchers
handy.
won't cook it for us, I don't think. I doubt
It'd be
it.
cold. If only we had someone that could reheat it.
Maybe the hotel, and we'll just obviously we'll offer to pay. We won't expect it for free, but maybe we'll get a discount. Get the big spread that he'd like, and we'll pay a few people to help us carry it down here. Meet up with Sköld outside.
Okay.
Yes.
So you head 20 minutes back to the hotel, and again, when you start asking for more food, the serving lady does look a bit sus. She's like, "You have only just eaten. Like, an hour ago. Are you sure
Okay,
you're going to be able to
no.
manage it?
It's not for us. We're actually doing a feast for the Lord, and we need as much food as possible for him.
We're obviously going to pay you for the goods. We're not expecting it for free or anything.
I see. So we're doing a banquet for the Lord. Oh
Yes.
A quick one, you know.
Yes, it's one that's happening today. It's like super fast.
Yeah, just we want to get something together. Like, what kind of like meats? Do you have a really impressive meat spread of some sort?
I've heard rumors that he does like his meats. Oh no, we gave you all the best cuts earlier. Give us an hour and a half. We need to go to the butcher's and buy more meat and prepare it. We need to season it correctly. He likes his seasonings. Oh my.
How much? Just give me a number.
Oh no. 10 gold?
Okay. Here's 15 gold. Just get more than you think you need.
Oh god. We're gonna need a whole cow.
And this could be good for you, you know? If he really enjoys the meal, then...
We'll promote your hotel.
100%. 15 gold. Whoosh, there you go. Should we go and do something in the meantime, Aqua? Or should we just have some drinks here or play some games? I don't know what we should do. I feel like we're not doing anything. We're waiting around.
I'm happy to eat candy and play dice if you are.
Yeah, we can have a game of dice. I mean, we could go and maybe see if we can find his daughter. Just to at least say what's happened, maybe.
Yeah, updating actually sounds like the right thing we should do.
Yeah. Okay, so hour and a half, we have to be back here, so we'll go to where... Oh, we know where it was, not far from the blacksmith, where their nail ruined.
Yeah, we know where it is.
How long will it take us to get there from the hotel?
Where are you going to see Eleanor?
Eleanor and
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
It's going to take you... It's on the other side of town. So it's probably going to take you about 40 minutes to get there.
Okay, 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back, gives us about 10 minutes or so for chatting. Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, it's a lot of meat they've got to cook and prepare. It might take a bit longer than what they said.
We can run the way back if we have to.
Okay.
Okay. So from the hotel, you start heading over to the Undying Shrouds Manor. And... nope, not that one. This one. That button and that button. It's much the same kind of journey as before when you were seeing all the people and they just looked quite happy and cheerful. I'm fairly confident you're on the wrong level there.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. I was outside, though.
I am outside.
I'm plus 10 feet, yeah.
Yeah, you're on the wrong level.
I was flying for a minute there.
Been inhaling something.
Bad Vic. There we go. Right, now you should be on the correct level.
Aha.
I think I'm doing this correctly.
This was like a bar, wasn't it?
It's
Yes.
a very the manor that you have been to before, it's almost like it's a manor house that's kind of been converted into an inn slash wait, is Aqua on the wrong level too? No.
No, I'm fine.
I was just seeing if you had to knock to get in, but I remembered it was like a bar.
I just walked in.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hang on.
No, we still got the Yoda character sat there. He hasn't moved.
The
His head.
observer camera point of view is on the wrong level.
Oh.
so it can see everyone, but it's on. It can see. It's not seeing the right like the right level, which is quite annoying.
We should ask for Priscilla, not Eleanor, obviously.
Yes.
Yes, as you go up to the bar, which you are right in front of, the barman Olo, who I believe you met previously, he greets you, recognizes you, and you ask for Priscilla, and he says, "Yeah, she's upstairs. I think she's in her office."
We good to go?
Yeah, feel free. Feel free.
Yeah, thank you.
The stairs are down the bottom here.
I think this was our office.
So the one on the left is the games room where Eleanor was.
Okay. She's there at the moment, but I'm guessing she's not.
Well,
Close door anyway.
I will. So as you go along the corridor and you head straight ahead and knock on the door in front of you, and you just hear, "Enter." Ah, Victor, Aqua. Lovely to see you. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Where do we begin, Aqua?
Our cheery and very optimistic friend Nal is in a bit of bother.
A bit
She-
of bother how?
It seems to have upset the Lord and been
No.
captured.
Oh no. Did she tell him about Eleanor?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I fear she may be in grave danger.
We think so too, from what the one servant has told us. And we're trying to come up with a plan to sweeten the Lord a little bit to change his mind.
Yeah, I mean, we were instructed that he's mad, and if he calmed down, it might be okay. So, we're trying to give him some, I don't know, reason to calm down and be happy. But
I don't know if that will work. He is a very emotional person. If he's been angered, then it will be difficult for him to get out of that.
the only other thing is if we could, I know she doesn't want to, but could Eleanor, now he kind of knows anyway, could she speak to her father?
I know she didn't want him to see her like this, and
We'll stick a towel over her head.
what would that achieve?
No. Ignore me.
Well,
What
I know, but I mean,
what exactly happened?
We told him about the Humtap killing, we collected our reward, and as we were leaving, now apparently confronted him about his daughter. And we got locked out and didn't know what else happened.
yes, and then we got told by one of the people at the castle that she might
We
be
have
killed
till sundown.
tonight. Yeah, she may well be killed tonight. Potentially,
If what I know of Lord Tholkor is true, then yes. Through sorry. Then yes, she doesn't have. She's in trouble.
Can we see Eleanor then?
Yes, I believe she's still here. I don't know if she's gone out. I don't think she will. It's daytime, obviously. She's still a bit sensitive to the light. I will take you to her, and then I need to go and speak to someone.
Thank you.
She opens the door and slides into the games room that you've been in previously, and has a look around, and just says, "Eleanor, we need to talk." And from the corner of the room, Eleanor kind of steps out of somewhere, you're not entirely sure where, and appears in front of you and says, "Ah, hello."
We may need your help.
Why?
Seems like one of our friends. Nell, do you remember her?
The burned girl.
Yes.
Yes. She appears to have told your father of your current situation, and I don't think he was very pleased to hear it.
You see fear kind of spread across her face, and she immediately kind of is looking a bit frantic. Why would she say that? Why I told you not to say anything to him.
We
And she's been very emotional at the moment from what's been going on, and I think it was more of a slip of the tongue by mistake, because she's still very new of this whole adventuring business.
But there was one thing I said not to say to him, and this was it. And he's not. He won't take it well.
He already hasn't, from the sounds of it.
Yes, so he's taken her, as far as we know, locked up, and there's a good chance he might kill her just for saying that, which is a bit weird.
Whether or not he believes what she says, we do not know, but he's definitely angry about what she said.
Yes, I'm not surprised. I don't understand. Why would she say anything to him?
We're unsure, but we're just hoping that maybe he's more like in disbelief that it could be true. And I know you wouldn't want to, but
It's
you're
more
still
of a
his
plan
daughter.
B option.
Yeah, you're still his daughter. If you were to come and meet with him, you'll know that Nell wasn't lying, and you could save her life.
I don't really want to. It would break his heart to see me like this.
I understand, but also killing someone falsely like this would be a terrible thing that your father would have done, you know. It'd be terrible for his soul.
She shouldn't have said anything. I told her
We
not
know.
to. I told you all not to. He's
We
not
know.
a reasonable man at the best of times. With this thrown at him.
If you respectively don't want to come and see him, which is fine, this was a Hail Mary move by us. Do you know any secret ways we can get into the keep to try and rescue her?
There are a few to get into the upper levels, but not the dungeon where she'll be.
Could we get in one of the upper levels and work our way down if we're stealthy?
Maybe, but there are guards everywhere.
If you did us this favor, what could we do for you? Obviously, we're happy to track down the one who did this to you.
Yeah, Vic's offering as much gold as you want.
Yep. We can do some gold, yes, for sure, but
I don't want your gold.
Oh,
retribution.
good.
We'll get this person, this other vampire. We'll make things right in the area as well.
All I wanted from you was your discretion.
I know.
And you proved unable to hold your tongues.
I mean, technically, it was never spoken. She said it in her mind. It's a weird thing she can do, but no one technically spoken the words.
That doesn't make it better.
Well, I'm out of ideas, Vic.
I mean, would you do it for us though? To save a life?
I don't know what you want me to do. If he sees me like this, he'll just go into a rage.
Are you sure? Yeah.
This is why I told you not to tell him in the first place.
We see that now.
Well, we're gonna low on ideas. I mean, we can't break in there. You said there's far too many guards. I mean, I guess there are far too many guards for three of us to handle, or...
Oh, trust me, there are guards everywhere in that place.
What, like 50 plus?
Something that you would be aware of
Mm-hmm.
is that despite her saying that there are guards everywhere in that place, you haven't seen any until Nell was taken.
Oh.
Actually, they kind of just appeared. It's
Yes.
weird.
That's what he does. He has them everywhere, but he doesn't. They don't. They're all invisible
Invisible.
until they're needed, in which case they jump into action.
But, I mean, can you give me a rough estimate on how many we're talking about? Quite a few then, yeah?
Dozens.
20? Dozens. I don't think we can break in and get her out, Aqua. Not if there's like dozens of invisible guards everywhere.
It can't be. That's a lot of potions, unless they're just secret passages everywhere.
So you won't come and help us try to talk some sense into him?
I don't want to see the look on his face. It would break his heart. It would break my heart.
What if you could still have some kind of relationship, even in this state?
There won't be. He won't accept me. This is why I wanted him to just think I was dead.
Okay, well,
You
we
never know,
better...
switchback, maybe. We try for us, but I mean, like, we can't force you. We can't just ask, and if you say no, then we'll leave, I guess.
She turns around and she goes to the sort of work surface behind her, and she takes something out of her pocket she's got hidden away in her dress and pulls out a pen and starts writing on some paper. And a few minutes later, she folds the paper up and sort of seals it somehow. You're not entirely sure how. And she hands you this paper, and it's simple parchment. It's nothing special. And it's folded up very neatly, and it's sealed. And on the front of it, as she hands it, it's just written "Father."
Thank you. This
This may help.
I hope so. Please do not read it. If it is disturbed when he receives it, then it will be for naught.
yes, that's fine. I understand. We don't need to read it. Thank you, and sorry for bothering you and our group's indiscretion.
I hope you learned your lesson.
We'll find out once we get her free.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, and then I'd say it's probably about 5-10 minutes. We got. I don't know if we really need the meal anymore, but let's go. Let's go get some food.
It would be pretty brutal of you to go back and say sorry. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all head back to the. Well, you both head back to the hotel, and you get back just in time. It's all being served up and plated, and the serving lady is there, just saying, "How would you like to transport it? It's a hefty trek to the keep."
Do you spare anyone to help us? If not, we can ask some locals outside, maybe, I guess.
I'm sure there are plenty of locals who would be more than willing to help for a bit of compensation.
I go outside and just like, how many people do I think we need?
There are a lot of plates and trays. You'll probably need 5 or 6 people.
I'll take 10 so no one's juggling too much.
Okay.
And offer people like a silver for a 20-minute walk. That's all right. That sounds reasonable.
Okay. Less people than Sköld accost you for help, but you do get a few people that look a bit unclean and desperate for money. But eventually they do manage to. You keep an eye on them on the way, making sure no one, steals anything. But you eventually meet back up at the keep. The 3 of you convening with all of your supplies and goods.
Okay, guys. So, Sköld, we managed to get a letter. At least.
Okay.
She wouldn't come, but we got a letter, which hopefully might help.
I don't know. It can go either one of 2 ways. It could either make it better or make things worse.
And apparently, this place, even though we don't see them, is swarming with guards. So
that would explain why.
Invisible guards, yes.
Yeah, so keep an eye out.
So, how about we knock on the door with all our people here? We don't go in, but maybe hand the note over, all the stuff inside, because he probably won't want to see us anyway. Then we'll wait out here, and hopefully, and we make sure this is an apology, banquet, apologies for the indiscretion. Also, here's a note.
Do we see how he is with the banquet first, and then, if nothing, give him the note?
I mean, I didn't think the kind of banquet would properly work, but it might serve as at least an apology, and then, I don't know.
True.
I think we just throw it all in and hope for the best.
Yes. Let me get prepared, and I'm going to pop magic armor.
Okay. So you cast mage armor on yourself, and you don't set off wild magic, so that's good.
I look at them and I'm like, I'm ready, guys, just in case.
Wild magic.
Could you imagine that's when fireball goes off and you just all incinerate outside the keep?
Oh, that food would be wasted. And
yeah, not alive, so food. That's the worry.
I'll be fine. I think me and Sköld got 50 odd.
I have fire resistant rank. I'm fine.
Okay.
Resistance.
Well, the 10 people carrying our food.
More innocence.
So
You'll finally be clean.
You go up to the door, and Are you giving it a knock?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. As you knock on the door, again there's a delay, and you hear the inner door open, and then some footsteps coming to your door, and Lucretia opens, and you're back already, and you brought food and drinks.
Yeah, we want to show our appreciation and apologise for Now's behaviour to the Lord by offering him all this food.
And drink.
I see.
Yes.
And a letter for him to read as well.
Okay. Well, I'll have some. I'll have the servants come and take the food. I can.
Yes, I understand we're not allowed inside. I guess we'll wait outside.
For some reason, the observer can't see anything. So you can just see you three and can't select it. I'm gonna have to refresh. Damn it. Yes, well, we'll get the servants to bring the food in, and I'll take the letter to him. Please wait outside. I don't want to antagonize.
Of course. Can I make a point of just walking around into positions where I think a guard might stand, but not threateningly, but like, oh, I bumped into an invisible guard, just so I know if there's any outside.
Sure. Make a intelligence check with advantage. Because as a soldier who has stood guard many times, you would kind of know where you would stand roughly.
I did click it. I don't know if it's lagging or.
I think it's lagging. I tried to move as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had a few instances of it saying, "Oh, you're reconnecting." And I'm just like, "Great, thanks, Foundry."
I was hoping as this is going on, I can look at this window and look in to see if I can spot any guards inside.
Invisible guards.
Yes, any of these invisible guards just in the hallway when I think no one's looking.
Okay. Well, as you walk around out here, Vic, just outside, you don't bump into anyone. You are just you kind of take a few tentative steps and then step into a spot, and there's nothing. It's just a case of trying to scope out, but you don't find anything.
So either they're being sneaky and walking around me, or there's no guards outside.
Yes.
Okay. I'm tempted to sprint around, but no, I won't do it. I'll just. I'm gonna move back further away, so if they do come out really angry, I can not run away 40 feet around.
Okay. Aqua, make a perception check for me.
Of course.
Just to see if you do see the invisible guards. You don't see any invisible guards.
They're clearly invisible, that's why I don't see them.
They're doing their job.
I will stay here though, in case anything strange happens that I can see in the hallway.
I'd love if you were looking directly through one, and it was just one standing right from the window, and you still couldn't work it out.
Or like tapping on the glass, hello.
Interesting. Okay, observer seems to be broken at the moment. So we'll go to here. Yeah, you don't see anybody kind of standing guard, and tapping on the window and kind of trying to get any attention doesn't work either. So you're not entirely sure. You're not entirely sure what's happening right now. After a little while, Lucretia comes back to the door and steps out. Oh, I've lost connection to the server, attempting to re-establish. Lovely. I love it when Forge works correctly.
This Lord has so much power, he's killing the gods.
Right? She takes a step out onto the steps and looks at you all. My lord has accepted gracefully your food offer, and is tasting upon it now. He will read your note forthwith and let you know what he decides.
Okay. We're
Does
hoping
that mean we can come in and wait in the hallway then, or is that still out of the question?
Do we want to?
You are not granted access until
At least we know now.
the Lord decides on his decision. Decides on his
Okay.
decision, great English.
Well, we're just trying to like apologize. Just confuse about our sincerity, how like apologize for any transgression, and Nell didn't mean anything bad by it. We know how we've been with her for a long time. Well, multiple weeks now. We know she's a good person, and hopefully that the good that we've done with the town already can, offset some of that.
I will try and plead your case, but I can't make any promises. Of course.
Thank you.
I will. Please don't feel obliged to stay here, but also we won't move you on if you wish to. And she steps back inside and the door closes again. Meanwhile, Nell,
Yes.
in your
Special place.
in your little hidey hole, the bag is removed from your head again, and Thrukar stands in front of you. Have you decided to start telling the truth?
I have already told the truth.
You are spreading lies. You are slandering my family.
That's what you think, then that's what you think. I am not someone who likes to lie to people, and I thought you deserved to know the truth. And isn't it good to know that you could still talk to your daughter? Why is it what?
If my daughter was alive, she would communicate with me herself. She doesn't need a messenger like you to talk to her for me. Talk to me for her.
She asked me not to tell you. I thought it was important for you to know. And
So-
when I inquired about the Undying Shroud and figured out that you know about them, I figured you knew about her.
I know of the Undying Shroud. I know of who they are and what they are. But that doesn't mean that my daughter is part of it.
How did she die? How did you figure out how she died? With all the puncture wounds all over her body. You're a smart man. You clearly know something wasn't right. You know that she wasn't killed by the Hum and Tap killer, by the Hag. There was something else going on. Someone tried to make it look like that. And you just go and bury her without investigating? I don't believe that. I believe that you knew something was up, but you didn't want to. You didn't want to realize what the truth is. And rather than letting you grieve about something that you are wrong about, I wanted to let you know the truth.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage, because
Yeah. Persuasion.
takes you up and down. Your friends are upstairs. They've brought me a banquet.
That sounds like them.
They clearly think that they're going to buy me with food and drinks. They brought me a letter.
What kind of letter?
I don't know, I haven't read it.
Maybe you should.
I thought I might indulge myself first. See what quality food they have.
You can always do that after you read the letter.
No.
They're not going to just take it away from you. I think.
Digesting
Aqua
lies is
might.
easier on a full stomach.
I am not lying.
We'll see. The hood goes back on, and you feel the crackle through your wrists again, and your ankles. And you take 5 points of lightning damage, as you are electrocuted in your chair again.
Is he? Can I tell whether he's leaving?
The shock kind of lingers for a few seconds, and in that time, your body is just overcome with noise and overwhelmed. Like you can't really feel anything, so
Okay.
it's difficult to tell when you are by the time the shock is over, you are aware that he's no longer there.
Okay. I want to. This is nothing that there's nothing I can do. I'm bound. I can't do any sort of magic spells or anything. But I want to. If I'm able to, I want to determine whether I can figure out whether he is enjoying this, whether he's enjoying torturing me, and I have a specific reason for that.
Okay. Make an insight check.
It was almost on a 60.
It's difficult to determine whether he's enjoying it or whether he's doing it through some kind of mania.
Mm-hmm.
This room clearly seems to have been set up for a reason. And it's definitely not it's definitely not being just now set up. It's like an old room, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult to tell whether he enjoys it or whether this is like a thing he does.
But yeah, the reason why I'm saying it is I can't determine that for sure, but I wanted to determine whether he's just doing it for fun because he's sort of a little bit evil, and just like, oh, this girl who is now at my mercy is going to get electrocuted over and over again, and I'm enjoying that, or whether he's like, oh, well, she's lying to me, and she's sort of committing treason. She definitely deserves this. Or whether he's intrinsically like, well, I know something's up, but I'm going to torture her anyway. But I couldn't figure it out. I just wanted to make sure that is conveyed somehow.
It's difficult to tell. He is a grieving parent. He's not necessarily seemed overly reasonable every time you've spoken to him. Mm-hmm. And a couple of times the first time you met him, he did storm out of the meeting. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult to determine his motivations and such, but he does seem cruel.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cruelty to him.
Okay.
But you're also a bit shaken. Like, you've just been electrocuted twice.
Yeah.
There's a span of time. Like, there's a few hours between the first and second one, so you get a chance to kind of catch your breath and maybe, not necessarily recover, but to get over the effects of the first shock by the time the second one comes along. But yeah, it's still
Bloody hot.
it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the time that you're stuck?
Nothing. I can't cast any spells. I can't even cast message. So she is waiting it out and is looking forward to the times where he's coming back to talk to her, because she thinks, or maybe not thinks, but in her head, that's the only way to figure out how to get out of here, to convince him that she's not lying and she's telling the truth, and hoping that the boys are coming up with a solution to this. And yeah, since her hands aren't free, she can't even cast message, so she's just waiting it out. Not even trying to break free from the chains or from anything, because she thinks that's going to cause more harm than necessary, and she's always waiting for him to just come back, because at least in my head, this conversation now already was a bit more progress than the first one, and he told her that her friends are upstairs, so she knows they are at least trying something, so she's waiting.
Okay, sounds good. The three of you upstairs. Oh no. Oh no.
What's happened?
Ugh. Please hold. Let's see. Can I? I might have to reload my main.
I'll have a quick WC break then.
Yeah, everyone have a quick break while I sort out my technical difficulties.
We could run the stats in the meantime for a minute or two.
Yes, I am going to do that. That was definitely what I was planning on doing. But yeah, well, I'll put this screen up. Everyone can have a look. I will be right back as I sort out my technical issues.
Ditto.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Are we still playing audio through or was it on a different scene?
I don't know. Yeah, we are still playing audio. Hi, chat.
Hello. Just making sure. Do you want to discuss anything?
How are you going to break me out, guys?
We Control Alt Delete the castle or the keep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point, Vic is just going to murder Nell himself.
No, he's not gonna. I don't think he's in my head hearing there's dozens of invisible guards is gonna try to break in though.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, you're probably so tired of her shit.
It was a choice. It was a choice. Yeah, if you get out of this, I think it'll be a case of like you wanted to do good, but this person not just doing good deeds necessarily isn't always the best. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
We'll see. But I'm hoping the note he reads the note, and I don't know what the note's going to say. But obviously, it says father on the front. Hopefully, it says something like
Hey,
that could be prove that she's alive still now.
Mm-hmm.
hopefully
then he
it's
knows
like
why.
plot armor and just saves everyone.
It's like just let Nell go, and obviously he can hopefully tell what her handwriting is,
Yeah.
or the seal and that kind of stuff.
Or she has said something that only she knows, and then he knows she never told anyone or something like that.
Yeah, it's you in chat saying we're not even trying. We did almost just like drink and gamble instead of going to see her, but we didn't.
To be fair, like if you
You
had done
told
that
me
for a
out of
couple of
it.
hours,
You would have been dead, probably.
maybe.
The meal
I'm
probably wouldn't
fine.
have.
I'm fine. I still have HP left.
Yeah.
Instantly surrounded by guards.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until I looked at the party overall. Saw it drop. I was like, oh. I still like my water plan. I just haven't figured out how to get you out from it.
Just do it and go from there. That's how I play Nell. That's what got us into this
I
match.
was about to say that.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Part of the technical difficulties have been solved.
Cool.
Observer's still a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I'll just show my screen for now. So, the three of you, Aqua, Sköld, and Vic, about 20 minutes to half an hour pass, and Lucretia comes back out. She seems a bit more relaxed than previously. But as she steps out, she comes out to the steps again. My lord has had his fill, and has now read the letter that you gave him. I don't know what was in it or who it was from, but he is... There we go. He's not taking it particularly well.
We were told he might not.
Anger or sorrow?
Possibly both. It's a common thing for him, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we could kind of roughly assume what is written. We didn't read it ourselves. I don't think us. I know we're putting it on loud in still, but I don't think us going inside now would help. Do you think we should wait out here or go away and come back?
I don't think there's much you can do. If you stay, you might enrage him more, and that won't serve your purpose at all. Your friend's fate is in his hands, completely,
Mm-hmm.
and we just have to hope that sense prevails.
Yes. Okay. Guess maybe we can go back and wait at the hotel for news. I mean, it. Hopefully, when Nell's released, could you send someone with her so she doesn't have to walk all the way by herself, or?
We can do that, yes. We'll make sure she arrives safely, if and when she is released.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what we can hope for now.
I do hope that... I don't think you would harm her now. He seems to have calmed down from his initial rage. It all relies on her not antagonizing him more.
There's
But-
no guarantee there.
Well,
Yeah. Well, he's not. If he was angry enough, then we'd possibly be dragged in now anyway. So it's a good sign that we can leave, I think. So let's head off, let him calm down more, come to his senses, and then in a few hours' time, we'll all be having dinner at the hotel as if this didn't even happen. I hope.
that's the hope, yes. If, of course, they have any food left.
Oh yeah, we should probably pick up something on the way back. Although it is only about, I guess it's only about lunchtime. This was like a lunch banquet, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally about one in the afternoon kind of time. It's lunchtime.
Okay.
At this point.
Had a big breakfast. Maybe. Okay. Let's get some food at a nearby tavern, I guess, and on the way home, just in case they've run out of food at their place. And
Yes.
Very
then we
wise.
can wait out till the evening, and then if they've got no food, we can go out for dinner. But hopefully they'll be back with them. It'll be fine. Off I skip.
Okay. Okay, so we will go back to this one and this one and activate. Activate. Yes. Yes. Game. Boundary. Forge.
You can do it.
Oh, it's really having a bit of a tiff today. It's 'cause it's not been used for a few weeks. It's like, oh, now you expect me to work.
You removed some of its extensions it was liking, so
Yes, that's exactly it. I took things away, and now it's like, nope, I'm not happy with you. Okay, well, I can't seem to right-click anything to get rid of Nell, so Nell's still in the room, apparently. Okay. Is anything working? Or are we just... Okay. Anyway, while we deal with technical issues, you had the sort of 20-minute walk back to the hotel, and there's the usual kind of buzz. Are you gonna sit in the restaurant area, or are you gonna go back to the bar and relax?
I don't know. We want some lunch, I guess. We just get some drinks and food in the restaurant area, I guess, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Okay. Oh, you guys can move. I can't do anything.
Did you not get any sweets on the way through that time, Aqua? I'm shocked.
I was shocked. I swear I just saw now run out of you.
She was here in our hearts the whole time.
Yeah.
She's always with
It
you.
was a spirit. She's already gone.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you head back into the restaurant, and the two ladies that you previously encountered, they're still here, but they have actually moved over to the two-seater table now, freeing up the four-seater table just in time for you to only be three.
Right, but there's a three-seater at the top here.
There is, yes.
So out of respect, I'd like to sit at that table.
To prove a point.
Oh yeah, we only need 3 seats in after all.
Of course.
Hopefully not for too long.
Of course. Okay, as you sit down and you settle in, the serving lady comes back. She's like, "Oh, you're back already. I don't think we can offer you any more food. We are tapped out for the day, I'm afraid."
Okay. We can go out and get some food in a bit. Maybe we'll just... Oh dear.
Drinks would suffice for now.
Yeah. Can I just have like a large ale, or should we go into the bar area for that?
I can get you some. I can get you a large ale. Yes, that's fine. And yeah, feel free to stay in here if this is a more relaxed environment. That's what we aim for. Not everybody's suited to the bar area.
Yeah, I think we just need a moment to relax.
Of course, not a problem. Please do relax and decompress.
Game of dice, anyone?
Sure.
Might as
Take my
well.
mind off.
Whoops.
No money on it, just fun. You guys are bouncing around.
I've moved in so many places. I just can't sit straight.
Are you okay?
I'm nervous.
I see.
Swears.
I see.
Pacing. No, I am sat down at the table. I'll eventually get there.
No, that's called a piano. Oh, well.
So we're gonna play a quick game of dice as part of our passing the time, I guess.
Okay. Everybody who's playing, roll 3d6. 4d6, sorry, and take away the lowest.
Okay, shall I go first? Oh, no.
Oh, I rolled 1. Oh, +4. Ignore that roll. I went upwards 4 times, but it did like. Okay. Damn it. You go first. Sorry, yeah.
Alright. Oh, that's... We're off to a good start,
Okay.
people.
I'll roll.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That. I'll take away my 3.
There we go.
That's 15.
Yeah.
15. Good start.
That's good.
I'm glad that someone knows how to dice.
Okay, so I got 6 and 2 3s, so yeah,
That's 12.
12.
Nice.
Right, you ready for something special?
So Aqua's in the lead at the moment.
Oh, never mind.
And so
12.
Aqua and Sköld and Vic, you are drawing, so each roll a
Tiebreaker.
d6.
Just a singular.
My
Just a
ego
single
is
D6.
just there now.
Oh dear.
So
Oh,
Vic's
oh,
total's 14.
I just want to see what I have done.
You
Nope.
lose.
From the dungeon.
Ah.
So Vic loses.
Like
Sköld
1
comes in second place with 1 point extra, and Aqua wins by a landslide.
I lost
No,
Essentially.
I'm
that
getting-
was for buying the drinks, weren't it?
Yeah, the winner buys the drinks. It's true.
Oh no, the loser.
Free. Drinks are free, so yes, I'll pay for them.
Okay, and from there, it's supposed to be over there. I'm having some real trouble with the observer today. It just doesn't seem to want to.
Observe.
Like, it doesn't want to update. Aqua's in
One
the wrong.
job.
You're all in the wrong spot. I don't understand. Never mind. Yeah, so you play a few rounds of dice, and Vic, you lose a couple of games, and eventually you do play a game where actually Aqua loses, not Vic, and Vic comes in second place. Sköld, despite losing the first game, you do have a winning streak of 3 or 4 games where you just wipe the floor with everyone.
Oh,
But you know, a few hours pass, and it's good. You manage to relax slightly, forgetting the troubles that your companion is currently in, or at least, you know, managing to deal with them nicely.
Wait, are you trying to say I didn't win a single game?
You literally didn't win a single game, but you did not lose one of them.
Oh,
Amazing.
Fantastic.
That's a win. We take those.
Yes, you have to take the wins where you can.
You stay in your dungeon, you.
Okay,
I don't have a choice.
you don't have a choice. Speaking of,
Dun, dun, dun.
no, we come to you again.
Yes.
When with once again it's difficult to perceive time when you're engulfed in darkness, And so there's no way of knowing how long it's been since you were last visited. But you hear the door open and the chains rattle. And this time, he doesn't even bother removing your hood. Thrukar just talks to you. I read the letter I got. Interesting. It's written in her handwriting, but the words she spoke, they don't sound like her father. Please don't despair, for I am well. She wouldn't say that. My brain is telling me to believe it, but my heart just can't get over how untrue it is. You hear him kind of pull the chair that you've seen in the corner of the room away from the wall slightly, and you kind of hear the impact of him sitting into it, and I just don't believe that this could happen. She's told me that she was under some charm from someone she met, and she was the victim of many attacks over the span of a year or so, and would always meet in different places and always snuck out of the keep to meet them, but that just doesn't sound like her. I don't know what to believe. You put me in a difficult position. Letting you go, you could spread the word. People would know and would sully the name and put a stain on the family. I could kill you. You would just disappear off the face of the earth. No one would know. We wouldn't have a problem. But you need to learn to hold your tongue, child. Saying things out of turn to the wrong person can get you in situations much worse than this. You don't seem to realize how much danger you are in right now. The click of a finger, I could end your life and you wouldn't even feel it. With another click of my finger, I could end your life and you would feel it all over. I could release you and make your life a living hell and you wouldn't be able to avoid it. So many options. So much choice. Tell me, where are you from?
From the southern island.
You're a Haliassan.
That's what they call us.
Why are you here?
Adventure. I've never seen anything of the world outside of my village and maybe one or two cities around where I live. I thought traveling and getting on a boat would give me some life experience, and then the boat got attacked by pirates. I met some random people that I'm now traveling with, and eventually I ended up here.
How old are you?
26.
So young. So naive. And yet you give off the impression of such age. There's an aura about you. Don't you feel it?
I
Make
I
an
don't know
insight
what you
check.
mean. Okay. Normal or with disadvantage?
Just an insight check.
Okay.
The way he's speaking, there's just a feeling of, like, the way he's speaking is almost hollow. And he seems to be, you can feel, like, the way, the words he's using and the inflection on his tone is almost like he's talking to someone. It's a strange thing, because it's like he's talking to, it's like he's condescending a child while also trying to talk to someone of advanced age. Like he sees something that would require him to, it's difficult to explain.
Okay. He sees something else, or just
It's difficult to tell even with a 24 in your current state, but there's like a weird way. He's currently speaking to you in a completely different way than you're used to, especially today. And you get a strange feeling in the pit of your stomach. Something you've never really felt before, but it feels still oddly warm and comforting. And
while he is speaking to me.
in like the second or two of silence that follows his last sentences,
Okay.
there's just a kind of a sense of knowing that you don't recognize, and the figure that you saw previously, the day before, or the day before that, whenever you spoke to the figure before you fought Myvanwy,
Mm-hmm.
that figure kind of flashes before you, and then you're kind of snapped out of it by more words coming, this time from behind you. You hadn't noticed that he got up from the chair and walked behind you. There's something about you that I don't even think you know. I can feel it. I am a dwarf of advanced age, despite what I may look like. We age well, but I don't know. It's hard to describe. There's something about you that just screams age.
I'm just a girl who wanted to travel and who wants to. I don't know. I just thought you deserved the truth.
Indeed. You hear the footsteps walking towards the door, and the door opens and closes. And then, again, this time you feel the crack and the crackle in your hands and ankles, wrists and ankles. Sorry. And you kind of brace yourself this time for the pain and the overwhelming, just like pins and needles that comes with it, and then for a solid 5 or 6 seconds, the electricity just charges through your body, and you try and hold on as best you can. You try and focus through the pain, letting out a slight scream before you pass out.
Okay.
And unconscious. That's the wrong button. You spend a few minutes. Well, you pass out, and that's the last
Can I say something before you continue? Can I say something that I wanted to do while the pain was going through me?
Sure.
While I was bracing myself for this electrocution again, now knowing what sort of to expect, even though it might be worth or not, I want to try and focus on that warm, fuzzy feeling that I don't understand at my stomach, to see whether I probably pass out anyway, but to see whether that sort of braces me through the pain.
Okay. Yeah, that helps you hold on for a while, but eventually you do still pass out.
Okay.
And like it's just too much for too long, and you can't cope. It's not something to necessarily be ashamed of, because you are being essentially tortured.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you only passed out is probably a blessing. We then cut back over.
Do I take any damage?
You're just unconscious. You take enough to go unconscious.
Okay, so I'm at 0.
Yep.
Okay.
We cut back to Sköld, Aqua, and Vic, who are here, I promise. Blimey. Why? There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Still in the wrong spots, but you're still in here. The three of you, after spending an evening playing dice and sort of drinking, thinking about Nell and trying to think of a way to maybe get her out if you can, or the afternoon is passing. It's starting to get dark. And there's a definite beginning of worry, a feeling of beginning. You're starting to worry when you hear a slight commotion outside, and you hear someone talking. Something's definitely happening out there. You're just not sure what. Nell.
Yeah.
You don't know how much time has passed. All you're currently aware of is a hand slapping you in the face repeatedly, and someone with extremely bad breath kind of kneeling over you, trying to shout in your face, basically to wake you up while they're slapping you. Your eyes open to the sight of a very gross, unclean looking halfling stooping over you, screaming in your face, trying to get you to wake up, being like, hello, are you okay? And, the kind of thing that they would do to a drunk, if they found a drunk kind of passed out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And they're shouting at other people to call for constables and medics to help. But you're awake, you're alive, and you're outside. You're not entirely sure where, you don't recognize the area. And we'll end the session there for the day and the week. Good job, guys. You didn't die.
Most of us.
Yes, well.
Nearly didn't die.
Oh my god.
But no, it was a good session. Welcome back.
Already sidetracked.
Literally.
Fucking back, yeah. What a session to start on.
First session, and we've gone sideways.
And the whole
Yep.
session playing dice. How great.
Yep. I mean, that sounds like D&D. So
Yes, indeed.
I'm proud of you. Good job. This episode will be going up on YouTube on Thursday. Usual time 6:30 GMT. Well, BST, whatever. 6:30 real time, England time.
Proper time.
This Saturday was supposed to be the launch of a new campaign, but due to scheduling conflicts, it's going to be next Saturday, so the 27th. We will be back next Tuesday, the 23rd, for the next episode of Scales of Destiny. And yeah, then the 27th of August for a new campaign with a new characters, new setting, something a bit exciting, you know. And yeah, that's a bit hyped for that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Forgot password drip. Forgot password rip. Nice.
Drip.
I can't read.
Thank you for all the memes.
Thanks for all the memes as well. Yeah,
They
that's
have been
entertaining.
amazing.
And yeah, so Thursday, 6:30, YouTube. Next Tuesday, 6:30, Scales of Destiny Twitch stream. Next Saturday, probably 6:30. New campaign. Right, exciting times. Do we have a raid, Yathina?
Yeah, we're going to the person that we wanted to raid a couple of weeks ago and didn't actually raid.
Shut up.
We're going to those
We don't need to talk about that. Okay, so we'll go and say hello to these guys. They're very fun. Rando, thanks for dropping in and thanks for lurking. Yeah, so we'll see you next week.
All right.
Yes.
Until
Goodbye,
then.
everyone.
Bye,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.